Man, we have to move, man. We have to become better versions of ourselves. Look, prayer, meditation, self-reflection, stabilization, rewiring of your mind, um, re what's that word I'm trying to find? Um, is this word calming the nervous system? All of these things, bro, like they're very useful when it comes to declaring a new life for yourself, man. Because a lot of the stuff that we um fight against is just like it's like it takes time, but it's not like something that is impossible, right? It's not something that's very impossible. It's impossible. It's not something that is beyond our grasp, right? So like, let me speak about me. Let me speak about like who can I reference, man? There's this current thing that's happening with like come on, that boy. Who's that kid? Kai Senat, whatever. And him right now, he has decided to quit streaming. He has decided to launch a new fashion label called Vivette, and he has been working mostly on self improvement and then like um working on his mental health, and he started, obviously, like he started to even start reading and grow his vocabulary and how he articulates himself, because he has felt that um in the past he has not found that he expresses himself and says what he wants to say when he wants to say it. He finds that his level of articulation and speaking up for himself has not been quite good, right? So, excuse me. So like, it's that thing. And then going across socials, you find that some fans of his are angry at him for that, because again they want what they want from him. They want what they want from him, as opposed to what he wants from for him. And as a person, you have to choose yourself at that point. You can't keep on you if it comes if ever there comes a point where, excuse me, you see yourself no longer um being viable, when you see yourself no longer being viable for what you want in your life, when you see that the actions you take, the life that you live is no longer conducive to how you see yourself being, um or rather, or even if like you don't have a plan for who you want to be, but you just know that whatever it is or it may be is not what it is at that point, right? You have to go for it. You have to go for it. I remember a friend of mine also went through that phase in his life, and he came out on top. You feel me? He came out on top, and he right now he's moving in a way that I'm constantly, you know, bewildered by it. I'm constantly like just remind constantly I'm constantly in awe of who he has become, and I'm always just like, no, this guy, bro, you chose what was perfect for you, even amidst whatever losses that may incur. You know what I mean? And then he moved on, and those parts of him built and created like a phalanx that protected him from all the assaults and sieges from the world, and you could find that space in himself to go to the next portion of his life. You know what I mean? And that's what, I believe the kid Kai, so that Kai is going through. There's a lot of I'm sure there are a lot of examples of those things. I think like the Kai one is the one that is the one that excuse me, that is more apparent because it's happening right now, and he's a social figure. So there are people who are directly impacted by his decisions. To pivot back to my to what I'm speaking of is exactly that. You know, be prepared, bro. Be prepared to take harsh receptions from people when it is time for you to go to another phase of your life, because it's like as much as we can all be crabs in a barrel, at some point you just have to like first it. I think what happens though, what happens a lot is before the change in you starts to happen, you kind of get to a point where you realize that you directly or indirectly have become the person who's pulling people, who wants to pull people down so that they don't leave you. You know what I'm saying? They don't leave you behind. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to figure out that like maybe figure out that like I'm trying to I see someone going is ascending, and I'm trying to pull them back down because they're leaving me, and that might cause an insecurity in me, right? It might cause an insecurity in how I see myself and how I see the relationship that I have with that person. And you're put in a crossroad, and you only have two choices, man. It's either, because obviously you can't pull them down, right? The choices come back after the choices come reveal themselves after that person, after the grip that you were having on that person loosens up. And the thing is with life, it loosens only with you loosening the grip yourself. It's not like the person kicks you down because they are not even looking at you at that point. When someone is focused on themselves, bro, they don't see anyone else, bro, and that's the beauty of it. Yeah. So like the two choices, man, is like either you're going to repel, down and go to the that bottom pit or that lower level where you are in, where you try to, you know what I'm saying, pull a person down and find people who are in that lower state and find a new comfort, and and stay in this position that you are. Or you're going to like be like, all right, cool, man, maybe it's time for me to move. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to pull someone down or trying to stay down, it's like, all right, man, let me be that person now. Let me be the person who doesn't see anything, doesn't see anyone, and then let me just get out this pot, this battle with crabs. You know what I'm saying? This crab barrel. You know what I'm saying? Let me get out. If I come out and then I slide into a hot pan of grease and I get burnt, sayai, bro, it's cool. It's cool, man. I get burnt. If I get out and then you know I jump out and like it's the wide ocean, and I sink and I found the seabed and I'm free again, and I found a new world, proper. But you have to come to that point where it's like I don't see anyone else, and that's the hardest thing because again, there's so many variables with not seeing anyone else. You have to by choosing to not see anyone else, you're going to face the fact that no one will see you. You know what I mean? No one will see you for what you. No one will see you for what you're trying to do. They might see you for who you were and who you were leaving, who you're leaving behind, and try to drag you behind. But they won't see you for who you're trying to be until you have become that person, and then they can see that person by their interactions. That's one. But you didn't not to see people is that you're not gonna be seen. Number two, for choosing not to see people, you're gonna have to see yourself, and that's another thing that really starts to beat on your head because now you are no longer putting yourself. You're no longer going to allow yourself to have excuses, because excuses come with regrets. When you allow excuses, excuses come excuses come with like an an apologetic state, and those things only, I feel like those things can only be consoled by stopping. The moment you don't have excuse for why you want to do something, that's when you do it, because there's nothing that can convince you otherwise that there's another option. If you just say, bro, I'm gonna do this. I don't care how I feel about myself. I don't care how I wake up in the morning. I don't care if I'm tired. I don't care if I'm anxious. I don't care if I'm this or I'm that. I don't care if I don't see changes as quick as I wanted to see changes. I'm going to go further. Then those things start to like boil over. They start to increment on themselves, and um, there's this, and then obviously you become all of these new ways of seeing yourself, which right now you're only forced to see yourself because you don't see anyone else. They become a chrysalis. They become a chrysalis, and you get consumed by it. You know what I'm saying? You get consumed by this chrysalis. You become cocooned by it, and then the metaphor obviously being that after some time you die. You die, and you have to be willing to die. You have to be willing to die from your own perception and your own perspective. Not. I think like I'd always confuse killing yourself and dying, because killing yourself is still an action you take willingly. Dying is not, bro. Because killing yourself, you saying I'm a stab, I'm gonna kill myself. Dying is like natural. You dying, bro, and I feel like that's the one that is more impactful. Because when you don't see anything, when you don't consider anything, when you don't concern yourself with anything else, you start dying. You aren't killing yourself because you don't even care whether you grow or not. You don't even care whether you change or not. You don't even care what things happen or things don't happen. You just stay in that decision and you move with it. You know what I'm saying? Because killing yourself is like, today I decide to wake up, and today I decide to go to work out because in 6 months I want to be. That's killing yourself. Dying is like, hey, bro, I'm gonna work out. I don't care. That's it. I'm just gonna work out. Whatever happens, happens. If I gain weight, I gain weight. If I lose weight, I lose weight. If I become more healthy, I become more healthy. Whatever happens, happens, because I am in charge of the decision, not the result. Killing yourself, you are in charge of the result also, because when you kill yourself, you know the result is death. But when you're in charge of the decision alone and not the result, you are going to die. Because now you defer yourself, from the outcome that your actions will create. That's what I'm on right now. So shout out to like everyone on the journey. Shout out to Kai, man. Shout out to Kai Sanat Dog. Like, do you, kid? I was never a fan. I was never a fan of like Kai, but like I'm always a fan of humans becoming better, and becoming more than they were, becoming more than what they were assigned, or what they are at a specific point. So shout out to Kai, bro. Do you, cousin? Um, grow up, grow, bro. Shout out to my nigga also. Shout out to my family. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who's going through that. Shout out to everybody who's figuring that part of themselves, that they've been pulling people down because they're afraid of being left. I also went through my own little my own little awakening. So shout out to people who are going through that, man. Ngaren, what can I say? You are not a bad person for doing that. You're not. You're just a human being who's going through stuff, but figure it out. The best thing you can do is be aware of what you're doing. Like for me, bro, I always believe that there's nothing in this world that's more powerful than self awareness. You know what I'm saying? You like, bro, it absolves you of so many things. But yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Let's go.